Assalamu alaikum. Today our topic is adenomyosis. It is also an important exam question. Moving on, the definition is a past paper question. Adenomyosis is defined as a condition where the tissue structurally and functionally similar to endometrium is present within the myometrium, or it is defined as the presence of endometrium deep within the myometrium. You should learn this by heart. Okay, first of all, I would like to explain the definition. The uterus has three layers: the outermost peritoneum, the middle muscular myometrium, and the inner endometrium. When the endometrium grows in the muscular layer, this condition is known as adenomyosis, right? The endometrium, the glandular inner layer, develops in the muscular layer. This condition is known as adenomyosis, right? And when the patient goes through her menstrual cycle, so her endometrium sheds as normal, but her myometrium also sheds due to the presence of endometrial tissue in the myometrium. So this condition is known as adenomyosis, and the term endometriosis interna is also used for this condition. Okay, what are the epidemiological factors, and what are the different factors to consider in a patient of adenomyosis? The age and multiparous woman. The age of the patient and multiparous woman, these 2 points should be very clear in your mind, because they are the leading points in your scenario. Age: patient is in her 4th or 5th decade of life, so it is present in elderly patient. Then she is a multiparous woman. Multiparous woman, we say multiparous woman because multiparous woman repeatedly went through multiple pregnancies. Repeated pregnancy may dispose to extension of the endometrium into myometrium. Then endometrial curettage, when done very vigorously, may damage the uterine wall, then allowing the endometrial access to myometrium. Endometrial hyperplasia and race, it is common in Caucasians, right? So what is the pathology? Adenomyosis usually involves the corpus, and sometimes only one of its wall or part of it. Rarely it is found in the cervix, and uterus is usually symmetrically enlarged, right? When the uterus increases in size, both of its size increases symmetrically. Okay, the lesion may be localized or may involve the whole uterine wall. Localized lesions are not encapsulated, although they may be multiple. On cut surface, we see a pale area with central blood spots within the myometrium, right? This means that when this is the uterus, you cut it in half, and when we see basically the pale area is the muscular layer of the myometrium, right? And the blood spots is the presence of endometrium in that layer. Moving on to the signs and symptoms. Menorrhagia is the most common symptoms and present in 70% of the patients. Menorrhagia, that 70% of patient, and possible cause of menorrhagia may be enlarged uterine cavity and the associated endometrial hyperplasia, increased blood supply to the area, and interference with the uterine contraction and hemostatic mechanisms. These all leads to severe menorrhagia, and it is present in 70% of the patient. The patient may complain of severe dysmenorrhea. Okay, and the dysmenorrhea is mainly intramenstrual and is caused by disturbed uterine contraction rather than by collection of blood at the site of lesion. Okay, then pelvic discomfort is common, and it is caused by pressure exerted by the enlarged uterus. When the uterus enlarges inside, it causes pressure and it causes pelvic discomfort, and due to pelvic discomfort, dyspareunia is also seen. Okay, pelvic mass in patient with severe endometriosis, the uterus may sometimes enlarge enough to become abdominally palpable. It may increase so much inside that it may become abdominally palpable. Patient may complain of urinary frequency because the enlarged uterus puts pressure on the urinary bladder, so urinary infrequency increases, and it may cause bowel discomfort if it puts pressure on the bowel. Now, how are we going to do the pelvic examination, and what are the findings on pelvic examination of a patient with adenomyosis? This is your past paper question of 2017 annual. Uterus is enlarged in tender on pelvic examination. Usually enlargement is regular. In case of localized adenomyosis, it may be nodular. What are the DDs for adenomyosis? That is fibroid uterus. It can be mixed with fibroid uterus. Moving on, for diagnosis, first of all, history. Again, history is the most important component in establishing our diagnosis. A good history leads to a good diagnosis and accurate diagnosis. Pelvic examination, I have explained, and investigation. First of all, ultrasound. Ultrasound is done. It is the investigation of choice, but a good sonologist, an experienced sonologist, may give you a more accurate ultrasound report than an unexperienced sonologist, as the unexperienced ones may miss many points. The ultrasound findings that are suggestive of adenomyosis are enlarged hypoechoic uterus with thickened Swiss cheese appearance of myometrium. Why do we get the Swiss cheese appearance? It is due to the area of hemorrhage and clotting within the muscles. Again, as I would like to explain that the muscles are there in the myometrium, so we get clots and hemorrhages in the myometrial layer that gives Swiss cheese appearance. MRI is investigation of choice. It shows enlarged globular uterus without well-defined mass. Ill-defined endometrial may be seen. Histopathology can be done, which is the only definite test. And examination is helpful in differentiating it from fibroids. How, right? Examination helps us to differentiate it from fibroid, right? Because adenomyosis causes symmetrical uterine enlargement, while fibroids are asymmetrical enlargement, right? Adenomyosis is soft and fibroids are firm. Adenomyosis is tender and fibroids are non-tender. So moving on to the treatment. Treatment goal is induction of amenorrhea to avoid endometrial bleeding. And what are the agents? GnRH analogs, which causes pseudomenopause, and long-acting reversible contraception can be used if the patient has completed her family and she does not wishes to conceive further. So we can give her long-active reversible contraceptions, and hysterectomy can be also performed, right? Now I would like to discuss an exam scenario of adenomyosis. Again, the book I'm using is Noman. 40 years old, right? First point, 40 years old. Age is very important because it is important in the 4th and 5th decade of life. Para 7, meaning that she is multiparous, with complaint of frequent menses every 15 days, which last for 7 to 10 days. Okay, she complains of frequent menstruation and heavy menstruation, dysmenorrhea. And then moving on to, it is associated with pelvic pain which increases in intensity before and during menses. She has taken multi-hormonal preparation and analgesic, but her condition has not improved. Here, the age and the multiparity of the woman and the heavy menstruation leads us to adenomyosis. And diagnosis is adenomyosis. What is the definition? I have told you the definition. It is defined as a condition where the tissue structurally and functionally similar to endometrium is present within the myometrium. What will be the characteristic findings on pelvic examination? I have told you earlier, uterus is enlarged, uterus is symmetrically enlarged in shape, and some other points I also explained were that it is firm in nature and soft. And what treatment option would you offer her? Hysterectomy and conservative treatment. Conservative treatment is the same that you go for medications and medical treatment, and hysterectomy in case of if it's the patient's choice, the medications are not working, her family is complete and she does not wishes to conceive further, and her age is above 14. So that's all for adenomyosis. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section down below, or you can ask them on my you can send your queries on my Instagram account. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.